What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade, basketball analysis, holding down analysisplayground.com as always, coming to y'all with that quick free agency wrap up analysis. I will be coming back with what to expect this fall as we get ready for the season to come back and get ramped back up. I will be back, telling y'all what to expect for every team, what they can rank at in the regular season, and what do I think that they can do to improve, but also what they can do as a team currently constructed as free agency wraps up. I will be doing that for the fall, and I'll also be covering free agency today. We're going to talk about Paul Millsap signing with the Brooklyn Nets. He was interested in this team. He continued to pursue the veteran minimum and ended up holding out and getting it from the Brooklyn Nets, which was a smart idea anyway, because this is the team that gives you the best chance to win a championship. Plus, they get another guy that can play the 3 to 4, sometimes small ball 5, depending on the lineup, like we've seen with Blake Griffin. It gives them another guy that can potentially hit threes, create an isolation, also hit a mid range, defend at the post, give you some size and some physical, some toughness, and some switchability. I prefer to have Jeff Green than Paul Millsap, but Paul Millsap is still a quality guy in the NBA and still is a high level role player, depending on his role. And with this team having multiple playmakers and multiple scorers, he just needs to do small little things, and he always done that throughout his career. And I can see that continuing with the Brooklyn Nets, so it's a good pickup. They also have Lamarcus Aldridge as a guy that they're trying to pick up. He cleared medical waivers, and he will possibly be signing also with the Brooklyn Nets. I thought that was a great pickup. I think that was something that they was missing, especially with DeAndre Jordan missing the playoffs, and it really showed, especially in that OT in the fourth quarter where they barely could score. Having a guy like Lamarcus Aldridge that you know what he is, know what he can do, can hit a mid-range, can post up, can hit shots and free throws, that would have just had another option that they could have went to when they had so many injuries. And even though at this point with their roster they don't need more talent, this just adds a lot more talent, adding him and Paul Millsap, adding size, adding guys that can give you 4 or 5 play, and also adding guys that can hit some mid range and also get their own shot. Just gives some more versatility, more strength and depth. And they already have a lot of that coming into this year, and now they just added 2 more quality players that are definitely NBA players and that definitely will be in this rotation. And if you're a Nets fan, you should be excited and happy because it just helps you guys be even more favored to win the championship. And I feel like that last year injuries cost y'all, and I feel like this year. So don't be surprised if this team is going bonkers on everybody this season. And also, we see Dennis Smith Jr. signing a camp deal with the Portland Trail Blazers when he was drafted. I wasn't high on him. I didn't really feel like he would fit in the NBA. I didn't really feel like he would make it in the NBA when he was drafted, even when I watched his college footage. And I told you guys that he got traded from Dallas in the Porzingis trade. Didn't really shoot the ball well, couldn't really score efficiently, was known for his flashy play, never could really get to the rim or finish at a high level at the NBA level. Couldn't really create, really wasn't a great playmaker, defender, passer, or even rebounder or even scorer. So that's a huge reason why he didn't really pan or transition in the NBA. And he had a lot of upside and a lot of potential, but never really was able to fill out his game or even become a skill set player or even just become a guy that had some type of identity to what you could do. A lot of teams took flyers on him. A lot of teams took chances on him, and ultimately he ended up getting a chance with the Blazers. We'll see if he make the roster. We'll see if they sign him, but at least he has some interest, and at least the team still want to give him a chance. It's just unfortunate that his NBA career could be over already before even becoming 30 or even 26. But it happens to a lot of guys in the league, and we'll see what he does at this point in his career. But we still hope he can do well and get back on track. If not, we got to keep moving forward. Also, we see Clint Capela signing a $48 million extension with the Atlanta Hawks. This is huge for the Hawks. They traded for Clint Capela. They wanted him here. They wanted him to be a part of this team. They even traded him when he wasn't fully healthy, and they didn't get anything out of him that season. But look at what he did for them this year. giving them elite rebounding numbers, finished around the paint, didn't need the ball, didn't ask for much, didn't ask for anything to really be done for him offensively. But when he did, he was able to impact the game as a defender, gave them a rim protector, gave them a guy that set screens, got guys open, played hard, and also just went out there and fought. He was a fighter. He was a warrior. He was a guy that you want to play with, and that's why they gave him an extension. They wanted him here, perfect fit, really was a good dirty work player for them, and they rewarded him with a $48 million extension over the next 2 years, even though he was already under extension when they traded for him. Now he's just going to be here a little longer if they want to, and it's tradable. So if they want to get rid of him or they feel like they want to go in a different direction, this isn't an overpay. This isn't a lot of money for a starting caliber center. Clint Capela played himself into one of the top 8 centers in the world with the Atlanta Hawks last year, especially under the tutelage of Nate McMillan, and he was fantastic for them when he was healthy this year, and he was for the most part, and he usually been throughout his career, and he really thrived with this Atlanta Hawks team, and it's good to see them pay him this money, and he deserves it, and I don't think they will regret this decision. Also, Isaiah Thomas, Lance Stevenson, and Monte Ellis work out for the Mavericks. They're looking for another scorer, another playmaker, another guy that can give them some dynamicness in the backcourt with Luka. So that makes sense to try those guys that can handle the ball and also play, make, and score. Give them a little bit more versatility, give them a little bit more edge, and even give them a little bit more of a punch. And they won't be asking for a lot of money. So that's also good for the Mavericks, who are not really having that much money at this point of free agency. So I think that that's also good for them. When you also look at the fact that they're talking about Kevin Love, he's still stuck in, I don't want to be bought out. I want to get out of here. And we still haven't seen Tim do anything, so that don't make any sense. Taco Falls also agreed to a non-guaranteed deal with the Cavaliers. He got tried out by my Celtics. They liked him. They brought him in, gave him a chance to get his feet wet, gave him a chance to show that he belongs and can play in the NBA. And now the Cavaliers want to take a flyer on him. If they don't like him, they can waive him and get rid of him and get a roster spot to somebody else. If they do, they can just keep him for basically nothing because he's not really going to make that much money, even if they guarantee it. And they get a center that can possibly be a quality rotation guy if they want to keep him. If they don't, they lose really nothing out of it with this non-guarantee deal. Aaron Gordon, also optimistic they reach an extension. I think when you trade for a guy like Aaron Gordon, you want him to stay. Even if you don't, you still want to reach an extension if you want to flip him and at least get something for him. So I definitely think they'll get an extension going because that's the whole purpose of trading for him last trade deadline. And he did fit and was very great, especially when Jamal Murray was healthy, but really didn't become much more of what you needed when he went down. And that's the unfortunate part about that trade with Aaron Gordon. It was great fit, but also was never great after, Jamal Murray went down, never really assailed or stepped up or even had huge games. And that was just the unfortunate part of the deal. They got a great defender, a great guy that can fill up the stat sheet in certain areas, but didn't really get a great scorer. And that's something that they needed once Jamal Murray went down. Rajon Rondo also signed a 1-year, $2.6 million deal with the Lakers. He was part of one of the big reasons why they won a championship, was known as the third guy on that team with AD and LeBron that won in the bubble. He's going to go back there. AD was complaining about not getting the lobs and the touches once Rondo left, and they brought in Schroeder. Schroeder is more known as an aggressive scorer. Rondo is known as an unselfish scorer that can also shoot threes now and can score a little bit more, as we've seen in the bubble. And I think Rondo loves playing with LeBron. He loves playing with AD. He already understands the system. He already understands what they're trying to do. And he's a guy at this point that not really trying to make a huge deal, not really trying to do too much, just trying to fit in, play his game, and just teach the game, show the game, and go out there and help the team win. He showed that in the bubble. He showed that even with maturity with the Clippers, even though he didn't fit and didn't really do well with them, he still went out there and did, and that's something we didn't see when he was in Dallas. But that was something that I liked about him in Atlanta and also with the Clippers. It showed that he learned and grew from his past experiences with coaches and teams that he didn't really fit or play well with, and hopefully he can thrive in this new, Laker team because they changed up a lot this year, and I think that he would be an interesting fit, especially for $2.6 million. Ain't really nothing for a guy like Rondo. And, he ain't the same Rondo. He shouldn't be at this point in his career and his age, but he still is a quality vet that understands the game and knows how to play it and can really pick up our defensive steal. And with the weapons that they have on this team, he should fit in just fine. We'll just have to see what his role will be, his minutes will be, and that's something that we will have to wait and find out on. Also, DeAndre Jordan could be bought out. He was brought here to play with KD and Kyrie. That was friends. They really wanted to play with each other, but DeAndre Jordan hasn't really done much. He was injured throughout the playoff run. Wasn't really great anyway when he did play. And with them bringing in Paul Millsap and Lamarcus Aldridge, I'd rather have them because they guys that can be more switchable and they still give you physicality and size and are more mobile when it comes to scoring because DeAndre Jordan don't score unless he dunks and he's not a great free throw shooter. It gives them more potential and more flash because also DeAndre Jordan's not a great defender at this point in his career either. So I think they upgrade getting two and getting rid of DeAndre Jordan. We'll see how much money he leaves on the table. We see where he goes. Honestly, at this point, they probably rather should keep him. I don't like the salary that he's on because of his production under it. But they knew that coming in. I didn't like when they brought him in under that salary when they brought him in. And now they're pretty much proving that they want to go in a different direction now. But we'll see. When you bring in two guys like Paul Millsap and LaMarcus, you have him as a spendable player. It makes sense that these talks are being had. We'll just see where he goes and see what happens with them. Other than that, that's about it. I'll be bringing to y'all what to expect next. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your day. Quinn Wade, basketball analysis coming to y'all again. I'm back, and I'm going to be grinding with y'all for the rest of the year, trying to give y'all a video each and every day or more. And let's go. This is going to be a fun season, and we're going to see who's going to be the champs.